Hey notaries, Christian here, and we've got to talk about expired IDs. It is commonly known that the notary's main responsibility is properly identifying signers, but what does a notary do if a signer presents an expired ID? While it might seem like an unusual situation, notaries are presented with expired IDs more often than you might think. The elderly, the disabled, impoverished, or any person who doesn't drive regularly often let their identification documents expire, but just like anyone else, they still need notarizations from time to time. In California, any signer ID allowed under CA law must either be current or, if expired, must have been issued within the past 5 years. An expired ID that was issued more than 5 years prior to the date the notarization takes place may not be accepted. This requirement applies to the signer ID presented for both acknowledgement and jurat certificates. So just in case you're confused as to how you may still accept an expired ID if it was issued more than 5 years ago, if it was issued more than 5 years prior to the date the notarization takes place. Because when I first read that, I was like, wait, but an ID is only valid for 5 years. How is it still possible to accept it if it was issued 5 years ago? Like how an ID only lasts 5 years before it expires. So how is it possible to still use it after it is expired? Isn't it issued on the same date or exactly 5 years from when it expires? But no, so usually IDs, but I've seen different dates. Usually IDs expire on the person's birthday. For example, mine and most IDs expire on the person's birthday, but not all of them. Anyways, just throwing that out there. Anyways, if you look down here, you could see the issue date, which is August 31st, 2009. Of course, it matches the expiration date here, but let's say that it didn't. Let's just say for a second that the expiration date here was July 31st, 2014. So they took an extra month to get their driver's license again. So it expired and they were driving around or maybe taking Uber or Lyft for a few weeks when their driver's license was expired. And then they finally went to the DMV and their driver's license was issued on August 31st, 2009, a month later. So let's say she wants to get her document notarized and let's say it is August 5th, 2014. Now remember, it expired July 31st, 2014, right? So then the notary sees it and they're like, hey, your ID, your driver's license is expired. And she's like, yeah, I know. Can I still do it? Well, you're going to look down here at the issue date and it was issued August 31st, 2009. Let's add 5 years to that. That is August 31st, 2014. And the date is, it's before this date. Even though it was expired, it expired on July 31st. And now it is before August 31st, 2014. So basically that's all it is. Always check. Sorry, I'm always getting these emails when I'm making these videos. I don't get emails like that, but when I'm making these videos, I just get them. All right, so ignore that. Sorry about that. Anyways, and yes, I do shop at Walmart sometimes. So anyways, the expiration date doesn't always match the issue date. So go by the issue date and that'll bring you some happy clients. It is allowed. So expiration date doesn't always match the issue date. Go by the issue date. All right. You have 5 years to notarize from the issue date. All right, guys. So that does it for this video. Here we just have a cool little map of California. If you have any questions on what I just spoke about, if it was confusing, I'm sorry. Please comment below and ask me whatever question you have about this topic and I will answer it. I always answer every question you guys have. All right, guys. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great one.